Who here knows what a silhouette artist is? Anyone? Go on then.
Someone who does like the outline and not the details of the face.
Perfect. Have you learnt about it at school or anything?
No.
No. So how did you find that out?
The internet.
Oh wow. Did you look it up before coming today?
No, I just like sometimes see it on YouTube.
Oh, wonderful. Oh, it's nice to know that it's going out and people get to hear about it because it's actually a very rare art form. You're quite right. Silhouette artist is someone who cuts black paper profiles using scissors freehand and without drawing first. Now this is the ideal party entertainment, or it can be a special commission. So that's what I do as a silhouette artist. I go to lots of nice parties, and then if it's someone's birthday or something, they'll often say, oh, can you do a silhouette for me? So I can give it as a gift. And I can do it from photograph, but I like doing it from person to person. So you said about the definition of a silhouette. It's a solid image. So there's no eyes or lips or anything. It is just a solid image. Where would you think you might have seen a silhouette? There's lots of places you could probably find a silhouette. You got to think way back. Who were the first people? Yep.
The Stone Age?
Yeah! Yeah, perfect. So, do you reckon that they did any pictures?
Yeah, because I know about it. They
Ah.
sometimes dip their hands in something and made handprints.
Yeah. And what else did they like doing?
They like drawing with rocks, maybe on cave walls.
Yeah, so lots of cave paintings. So that actually is probably the first silhouettes you might see. So look, they've got some here of hunters, and that dates way back to 6,300 BC, which is a long time ago. And it was a very quick, easy way to interpret hunters and part of their life. So they did a lot of storytelling through it. So yeah, cave paintings. What else can you think? Going a bit forward now in history. Yeah? Romans! Gosh, she's good, isn't she? Yeah, so let's see, where's my picture? Ancient Greek vases. Can you see they often have silhouettes on? And this would have been like a Roman emperor probably depicted on there. So it's something very nice. They liked nice looking things in their houses. It showed them how powerful they were, how much money they had. And it's a good way of showing what it was like in that era. Okay, what else would you like to see? Oh my gosh, again!
Ancient Egyptians?
Ancient Egyptians, yeah, it's similar things.
Vikings?
Vikings, possibly, yeah. I'm thinking now of modern day. So where you might see a silhouette in modern day. How about what I'm wearing? Can you see?
And jewellery?
Jewellery, yeah. So we've got a cameo here. Now this is probably dates back to like the 18th century. So you're thinking of kind of, let me think, the realm of the Victorians and Edwardians and things. This is actually a modern day silhouette. So you see silhouettes are actually kind of around quite a lot. Have you ever gone on a school trip?
Yeah.
Where are you likely to go?
Museums?
Museums. Have you ever seen any silhouettes in museums even? Yeah, so you might see some kind of on the wall that might have been done in Victorian times, which is kind of what I would do, like made out of paper. And who likes reading? You're not putting your hands up! Lots of book covers would have images on. as well that are kind of, they like silhouettes on a lot of book covers. And then anyone watch any theatre or TV? Do you watch Britain's Got Talent? Did you see the shadow people? Yeah, Atmosphere. Yeah, they create wonderful stories using shadows. I know it's bodies, but it still is a silhouette. And there's also a man called Drew Colby who does shadowography. So he creates these wonderful shadows and makes stories up. It's all based around the idea of how Oriental puppetry was made out of paper. And that followed through to, I don't know if you want to have a look at any of these, shadow theatre in France. Now silhouettes, where do you think they might have originated from? I've kind of given you a bit of a clue already. The name silhouette is actually, is it a British word, silhouette? Is it known to be British? You know the origins of the word silhouette?
French.
Well done. And it was actually shadow theatre that it was started, how we would have seen it as the figures we would identify were in France at the Chateau Noir. It's actually called silhouette because there was a gentleman called Etienne de Silhouette, and he wasn't very popular back in the day. He was a tax collector. So when silhouettes became popular, they were called silhouette because they named it that because the French-born artist Augustus Edouard, who's very famous, he actually coined it silhouette because it was a very cheap art form to create, whereas miniatures in that day were very small and cost a lot of money out of paints. He actually created it so that it was quite cheap and easy to find a likeness out of a silhouette. So these are some of the silhouettes that he did, and they were called silhouette after Etienne de Silhouette. Now those that couldn't cut freehand to create them made machines like this, which cast shadows on the wall and people drew around them. And then they discovered lenses through that, and photography was invented. Oh, this is a very famous silhouette artist who did animation as well, Lottie Lanier. She made amazing silhouettes. And this is John Mears. Now he actually had a shop in London on the high street that you could go and actually have your silhouette taken. But that was a long time ago now. And you wouldn't see any silhouette artists really on the streets so much anymore. There were Pleasure Beach entertainments, and that kind of died out at the 1940s. You can see there that they'd queue up for ages to have their silhouette taken. It was a very good pastime in those days, bit of fun. Right, so this is kind of where you might see a silhouette. Does everyone recognise this? Yeah? What is it?
Apple.
Apple, yeah. Girl Scouts. These are just some examples. Has anyone watched a James Bond film? No. Do you recognise James Bond though?
I heard of it, but I haven't.
Yeah, it's probably a bit old for you. And then there's Schwarzkopf. They use silhouette as a motif, as a logo. So when everyone sees that, they always think of Schwarzkopf. This is an example of a book cover with a silhouette. You also get silhouette photography, which is quite powerful, and there's a lot of nice imagery around. Does anyone recognise this one?
No.
You do. So who is it? Well, you can probably read it. Jane Austen. So what do you know about Jane Austen?
I heard that she was like, I think many people knew of her for a reason, but I don't know.
She was a famous author and she made some amazing books that have had loads of remakes done, but that's very much the era that everyone kind of goes to when they think about a silhouette, because it was kind of very popular in that day and age. Signposts. Would you think of that as a silhouette? It's quite a good way of getting an instant, oh look, there's a train coming, I need to slow down. So it also is a good way of communicating. This is another word for a silhouette, it's the actual figure. So a lot of people refer to silhouette in fashion because they have a nice silhouette. And then being instantly recognisable from your silhouette goes right back to Disney. Can you recognise any of these characters?
Right, girls, we'll have a look at them when we get home, shall we? Should we have a look when we get home?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's Cinderella.
No, that's got a big smile. Yeah.
That was Sleeping Beauty.
Yeah, that one's Sleeping Beauty. Pinocchio. Is that Pinocchio? I can't see upside down. Do you want to have a look over here?
It looks like a mouse.
Yeah. Oh, that's the mouse from Dumbo. Did anyone watch Dumbo?
I want to try that.
You watched the modern one, not the old
Very
one.
sad.
It is very sad, isn't it? So Disney loved silhouettes, and if you go to Disney World, they often have a silhouette artist there. But apart from that, you only really come across silhouette artists mainly at events or parties, because there's only about half a dozen in the country now that do it. So this is me at some events. Does anyone recognise this man? Yeah. I don't know if you recognise him. Lawrence Llewellyn-Bowen. Does anyone recognise him? And her?
Is that Prince Charles?
Prince Charles, yeah. Does anyone recognise this man in the wheelchair?
He was on the film thing.
He's a very famous scientist, and there was a film made about him, and he's not with us anymore, he's passed away, but recently. His name is Professor Stephen Hawking.
Yeah, that's the name.
And then that's me at a wedding, and then these are some of the silhouettes that I do, and there's a full length wedding silhouette, so I can do full length ones. I can show you how I cut in a minute to make the white dress. So there you go, that's a kind of overall view of a silhouette. So have you got any questions you want to ask me? We're going to have a go at doing some stuff in a minute. But have you got any questions you might want to ask? You can always think about them anyway and ask me throughout it. So has anyone had a go at doing a silhouette before? You have! Oh, where was that then? Oh, wonderful. Did you do a projector and drew around yourself, or did you do it freehand?
We did one freehand, and at my grandma's they have a projector.
Oh, wow. Did you have to go with a projector as well?
But it didn't work out as well.
Oh, do you know why? Actually, a projector distorts the face. So unless you're completely dead on and you don't move, it's really difficult to actually project onto a wall and draw around. You can see actually where Lizzie sat. You can see part of her silhouette cast shadows onto the paper there. Can you see her head and her nose and her... So you can always have a go at trying to do something like that, because you actually have got the natural light there. But I thought it'd be more fun to just try and draw it and cut it. What do you reckon? So you're going to do some exercises now. What I want you to do, you've got a piece of paper in front of you. I want you to cut it. Actually, I want you to... Has anyone drawn a face, many portraits before? Okay. Do you all know the dimensions of a face? Okay, what I want you to do is to just firstly draw a face shape, an oval, for me. And make sure there's some space either side.